Messiah is a savior and a conqueror.
Joseph, follow me.
I.U.I.C. TV.
If I'm not able to show you that I have failed, my goal is to show you that in all the people on the earth, all races on the earth, God says that we are the best. The best people that ever set face on the earth, the best quality, the best in strength, best in everything. But because we didn't do what God says to do, God decided, you know what, I'm going to put a curse on you until you get your mind. So here, tell me one on one.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So who Moses was speaking to? All Israel. So let's see what Moses was telling Israel, Mr. Clint. So get Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Yeah, man. As a prophet, you know. As a prophet. But hear what God tell Clint. Hear what God tell Clint. Now, so I started your chin. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass,
read,
if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if Clint, Nehemiah, Baruch, if we were to listen diligently unto God, read,
to observe and to do all his commandments.
So we have to observe God's commandments and do his commandments, read,
which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So if we as a people were to do God's commandments, God is going to set us above everybody. Not equal to, not kinda and one a little and this. No. He said he's going to set us above everybody on the face of the earth. You think God's commandments are easy to do or hard to do? God's commandments. Because what we were taught
based on your upbringing?
Right, based on your upbringing, because I could watch you know and I could show you that there are certain commandments you're keeping. Let me tell you how easy it is. Even Leviticus 21. Let me show you how easy it is, because the Christian church say God's commandments are hard to keep. It's too much for us. Well, let me see.
The book of Leviticus chapter 21 and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
I'll show you head the ball. Get your head the ball? Right, read.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
You have your beard. You see how easy God's commandments are? Because those things come naturally. Your hair grow naturally, your beard grow naturally. Let me show you another one. Leviticus 18 and 20. Watch it.
Leviticus chapter 18 verse 22.
Remember, the Christian church say that God's commandment was too hard for us to keep. It's too hard to keep. Let me hear what he said.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
Read.
It is abomination.
It is an abomination. So if you are homosexual, that's abomination. That's an easy commandment not to keep. Don't run into a next man behind. That's an easy commandment, yeah? Those things are easy. So go back to Deuteronomy 28 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 2. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So he gave us a stipulation. He says, if you do what God says to do, I'm going to bless you. If you don't do what I said to do, what's going to happen?
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So if we don't do God's commandments, he said going to put a curse upon us. Give me one of the curse. Give me verse 16. Give me verse 16. Watch that.
16.
Yeah.
Verse 16.
Huh? A lot. You have 40 something course and only about 15 blessings. But those blessings would have been above all the courses if you had just do what God's to read.
Verse 16. Curse shall not be in the city.
Read.
And curse shall not be in the field.
So the city of Grenville, right? What race of people you feel blessed in the city of Grenville? When you look at the other races compared to black people, what race you feel blessed, more blessed than us?
The first got to describe what is blessed.
Well, when I say blessed, meaning they have the wealth, natural resources, the money, they could take care of the family, wealth, health, all these kind of different things. Living in luxury. That's what you're talking about. Who you feel?
I feel my blessing is different to that, so I know.
No, well, I'm talking about our people as a race.
Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe black people really.
Right.
Because
So if you look,
Indian and Syrian don't really wrong, but
and what they doing? What they doing? They had the buildings or they selling on the side?
they're selling.
Where they selling? In the building or on the side? They selling in the building. Who's selling on the side?
Black people.
Black people. But if we had kept God's commandment, we would have been selling, we would have owned the building, have them working in the building, and we sit at home.
Why?
Because that's the blessing. We are above them. They would have been your servants.
The blessing to
Yeah, that's the blessing. Read again. Read for me again. Read two again. Read two again.
Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee,
Read.
if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Read another one. Read again.
Verse 3. Blessed shall thou be in the city.
What?
Blessed shall thou be in the city.
So you are going to be blessed in the city,
And blessed shall thou be in the field.
and you are going to be blessed in the field. So whatever you put your hands to, you are going to be blessed. But give me verse 16 again.
Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
So for not keeping God's commandments, you are going to be cursed in the city.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
So everything you put your hand to, you are going to be cursed. So the other nations now are going to be above you, you are going to be beneath. All of that is in the Bible. Give me verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So you ask why this is on the ground. That's why when people come and they look down, they could see. He said, read again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another
You
people.
know what that's called? That's called slavery. That happened to us. He said, Israelites, sons and daughters will be taken from them and given to another people. So like see here, they are going to sell this young man here. They are going to sell this man. You understand? That's what he's saying here. They're going to pay for Negroes. If we don't do what God said to do, the other nations are going to have dominion over our family. They're going to have dominion over your land, over your trees, over your resources. You are no longer blessed in the city. You are not cursed in the city. You understand? Read again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
If I'm going too fast, you can stop me now. I tell you, my job is to make sure that you understand that we are the Israelites. He said we are going to be cursing. Read again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Whatever city you're in, whatever major city in the world, what was sold? What was the first item sold in those cities, like in the Western Hemisphere? What was the first commodity they sold in Grenada? On auction, slave blocks. That's what you're talking about. Cost in the city, cost in the field. Read again.
Thy son.
Hold on. Let me hear.
But before that, you had people there.
You have people there, but what they doing slavery?
Nothing was selling it.
Yeah, but what they doing slavery? We're not talking about things, I'm talking about like this, the slave market. When you say cost in the city and cost in the field, because back then when you had people there, were there cities?
But it might be the city where
No,
we're
there
talking
wasn't
about.
cities, but there wasn't cities. So when those cities were established, what was sold there? Yeah, you understand? Yeah, you know, but I understand what you're saying. Go ahead, read it again for me.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Read.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
So he would have had 500 slaves on a plantation, 2 white men, and we can't revolt. If we revolt, it's death. You understand? You ever heard about Dobie's dose? Dobie's dose is a form of punishment where they used to take the strongest black male, beat him in front of everybody, put salt and pepper in his wounds, and then have another slave shit in his mouth and tie his mouth. So it's either he swallow the shit or he choke to death. That's what the white man used to do to us. You understand? That's what they call Dobby's do. That's what they used to do to us. All of that is because we didn't keep God's commandments. Read again for me. I want to sink in it. Read again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So when your sons and daughters were taken from you and given to another people, you think those other people treated us fairly? Think about what happened to us. Were we treated fairly when those things happened to us? No. Yeah, we wasn't treated fairly. Why? Because we didn't uphold our end of the bargain. We didn't keep God's commandments. You understand? Where I know your face from?
Well, that happens to the white race too.
Where? Where? Put on this side. Put on this side. Where? Let me hear.
Europe?
In Europe? Where in Europe? What historical book can I go to know or pull up on my phone where I can find? Hold on.
I can't hear that.
Right. And listen to what I'm about to say.
Not a man who remember things too.
Where I can find the Europeans being sold to another race of people. Because what they call in what happened in the Holocaust and whatever, it was fake Jewish Caucasian and it was German Caucasian. There's one race. We are a different race. You understand? So read verse 41.
Verse 41.
So it was just two family fighting. Then are we business? Read 41.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 41.
Yeah.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters.
Come let me talk to you a little while too, brother. You good? Yeah, good. Right. Just come a little closer so you can hear what we say. Read again. Right.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 41.
Next time take that woman back and straight on the ground. You don't throw no woman back. Read.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
So he said you're going to have children, but you're not going to enjoy your children. Why?
For they shall go into captivity.
Yeah, read. Come beside that. He said you wouldn't enjoy your children because your children is going to go into captivity. Where you feel this young man is about to go? Captivity. Where you think this family is going to go? This little baby? Captivity. Read again.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 41.
We as a people need to understand, even like little children, like 3-4 years, the so-called white man used to take those little children and have them picking cotton in the slave, walk them,
fingers walking to the bone.
Yeah, walk them to death on the plantation, you know. They used to take our children and have them as alligator bait, you know, to feed, to hold alligator to make shoes, you know. Imagine you're taking your flesh and blood, they're taking your child, your offspring, the baby that you love, and take it as a live bait, tie a rope to his foot and put him in a swamp so alligator could grab him so they could catch the alligator just to make a shoe. That's what they did to our people. That's the hate they have for us. But you know what happened to us as a people? We say, you know what, God loves everybody, and because our white man might treat us, I'm not saying you. Huh? How I know it's hate? You may get you watch 35 or 37. Watch that. How I know it's hate? Let me see.
Chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
When you read high up, he's talking about Edom. He said Edom has a perpetual hatred. You know what perpetual means? Perpetual means ever going, everlasting hatred. Yep. So no matter how much they smile for you, no matter how much they pretend that they like you, read again.
Ezekiel 35 verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred,
read,
and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force.
Who Moses was talking to Deuteronomy again? And those things that we read so far, who did that happen to? Did that happen to any other people but us? Who did that happen to? So that makes us what? The Israelites. So read it for me again.
Ezekiel 35 verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred,
read,
and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Because they have shed the blood of the children of Israel, our blood. Read.
By the force of the sword.
By the force of the sword, meaning war, meaning famine, meaning slaughter, killing, pestilence, diseases. Read.
In the time of the calamity, in the time that the iniquity had an end.
Our iniquity had an end when they said we were supposed to be free. But after they set us free, what did they do? They still set up their own things within the country of Grenada.
Jim Crow, all different systems.
And not even going deeper into Jim Crow, you have your own any land in Grenada, you personally, own any land?
We can't own land in the world.
Why? Why we can't own land?
Only utilize it while you're here.
Yeah, but why we can't own the land?
You don't need to own land.
Why we can't own the land? Why we can't say that this is we like to say as a people that this is our land.
But I don't feel like I say that.
But who the land belong to? Who the land belong to?
That's your land.
Oh,
You only get a chance to utilize it as we here.
according to the paperwork, when it comes to this land, who this land belongs to? The queen, and her descendants, and her heirs and successors. The kingdom, that land belongs to them. That's why it's called the Queen's land. Any land, crown land, any land that is not owned, well, quote unquote by you, occupied by you, it's not crown. Crown of who? Who's crown? The Queen and King of England. If you want to go and bail somebody, and that person want to forfeit the bail, let's say you put your land up as security. If you didn't pay, if the person want to leave the country, the bail form that you're signing stating that you are giving your land back to the Queen and King of England. If you own land right now and they want to find any minerals on the land, that land now belongs to the state. Any minerals, it belongs to the state now.
That's right.
Nowadays you have to give up that land. Even if your family has been on that land for 10, 15 generations. It's not your land. But before that land belonged to you, before God said whatever your foot touch is yours, and the people, all the other races. So read 41 again for me. Deuteronomy 28.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
Why?
For they shall go into captivity.
But what captivity they went under? Give me 46. What captivity? Watch your time.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So the curses are going to be upon the children of Israel for a sign. What does a sign do? When you see a sign, what does that do? Exactly. So
your mind or something.
right. So he says the curses are going to be for a sign. So if you need to know who the children of Israel are, the true children of Israel, you have to look for the curses. That's a sign. Read.
And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Upon the children of Israel forever. Read.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness.
Because we didn't serve God with joyfulness.
And with gladness of heart. For the abundance of all things.
Read.
Therefore,
So because we didn't serve God, he says, therefore what?
shalt thou serve thine enemies,
So because we didn't serve God, he says we are going to serve our enemies. Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
Which God sent against us.
In hunger,
In hunger, we have to go to the enemy for food. Read.
and in thirst,
In thirst of water, we have to go to the enemy for that thing. Read.
and in nakedness,
And the clothes on your back, the enemy has to provide that for you.
and in want of all things.
And in want of all things, in want of everything that you want, that enemy is going to provide those things for you. Remember earlier on reading 22 that we're going to go into captivity, right? So he said, no, while you're there, that enemy is going to provide those things for you. Read.
And he
That enemy shall what?
shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And that enemy shall put a yoke of iron on your neck. That's the chains and shackles that we had on our nation.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity.